Public service announcement. If you are a student and you have your PVC and you registered in your university or where your university is, and where your university is a different state from where your parents reside, this information is for you. As you know or may not know, during election time, the federal government used to shut down schools, particularly universities and polytechnics and colleges of education, for students to go back home. A massive number of students are disenfranchised this way because a good number of them are registered to vote in their university, in the state where their university is, or polytechnic is, or college of education is. And when it gets to election time, they shut down schools, and that means they cannot vote. We are talking about 20 to 30 million votes. That's not a small number. Let's not joke with it. So please, if you are a university student, a polytechnic student, a college of education student, any student at all that is above 18 years of age, if your PVC, your voting polling unit, is not where your parents reside, in case they shut down school, please, continuous voter registration is ongoing. Transfer your polling unit to where your parents are. This is the time to take your destiny in your hand. Don't come and say it doesn't concern you. Don't come and say it doesn't concern you. School fees are expensive now. The jobs are not there when you finish. The schools are not safe. A word is enough for the wise. If you do not participate in election, you are making your country to be worse. You are allowing godfatherism to thrive. So you must participate in the election. And in order to do so, you must make sure that your PVC is registered in the location where your parents are. Don't let anybody come and tell you, oh, there's no need for you to do that because you are one of the few people that got student loan. Out of over 10 million, 15 million students, in fact 20 million students, they have extended student loan to barely 1 million. What happens to the remaining 19 million students? What happens to them? They are not catered for. Now, if school fees were even the way they were, cheap, we will say, okay, it doesn't matter. But before they even gave the student loan, they increased school fees. I mean, they not increased school fees for where you did. They increased school fees by over 3,000, 4,000%, making it difficult for students who are not under the student loan to pay. To now make matters worse, finally, the cost of living has increased. So even for those 1 million students that are lucky to benefit from the student loan, the 20,000 naira allowance they give to them is not enough for them to even buy recharge data for 1 month. It's not enough for anything because the cost of living has gone up. Transportation costs as a result of their so-called fuel subsidy removal, devaluation of naira, all those things. Transportation cost is now so expensive that 20,000 may not carry you for a week. So let nobody fool you that, oh, student loan. The reality on the ground is that is life more difficult for you today than it was? Whatever your answer is, that should motivate you to make sure you have your PVC and that your PVC is relocated to where your parents will be during election time, because schools and universities will be shut down. Think about your future. Even those of you that have got student loan, don't forget that the student loan that they have given you at inflated prices, because they made sure that before they gave you the student loan, that they increased the price of school fees. So you might say, hey, they increased the price, but we are not paying. Remember, you are 1 million out of over 20 million students. Just 1 million. So if you are not selfish, consider the remaining 19 million students that are not beneficiaries of the student loan. Now, even you that is a beneficiary of the student loan, despite the fact that you got the student loan, do not forget that your school fees was increased and you will pay back that money. Once you finish school, all those allowance they gave you, all those school fees they paid, increased school fees, they'll gather everything. Once you don't pay, they go arrest you. And once you start working, once you don't pay, they will arrest you. Right? Now, when you finish school and you don't get work, you are not free. When you not get work, they'll start deducting the money from your salary at source. And don't forget, when you finish school, the salary, the work you will get, the kind of salary they'll pay you, you know, go past that 120, 150, unless for some very privileged few. So by the time they start removing the money from your salary, you spend maybe about 1 year paying money alone, and you barely would not have anything tangible to live your life on. So the time for us to take our destinies in our hands is now. Students, please, we beg you, in the name of God. God bless you, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I didn't talk about Vote Watch, but we'll talk about Vote Watch in another video.